Hello, gang. Welcome back to the new game series. It's important to have goals. So, today we are going to focus on pushing the missions and challenges, same as last time. Uh, when we left off, we were farming trying to find Warmaiden. We still didn't. We did get another shield guard, though, so we can continue to build out the shield guard. I've moved the arena team all the way down to number 11. It was number 5 yesterday, because I figured it's important to get on that early so that you can just get it out of the way. And when you want to go through your arena teams quickly, or your arena fights quickly, I should say, you can. But sadly, we don't have the champions for it. And even then, it occurred to me, it's also difficult to find the gear because we're focusing on building Kale as much as we can. Um, and you really want your whole arena team going before your nuker. So I don't know. But we could also use Sun Wukong as the nuker. He's a little slower. And we may just completely skip Spirit Host. She's still on the list, but here's what I'm thinking. Um, I might take her off the list because Spirit Host is there for two reasons. She's there for the aura, gives you a little more speed, but Sun Wukong has that covered. And the other thing is you need the increased attack. We also have that covered because we've still got War Priest. So anyway, we collect our shield, and we even collect more gear here. Neat. Um, so we're getting more gear. First thing I want to do, we do have almost 2 million, and I think that's enough to push Kale's gear. So let's just claim some of this free stuff so the game stops yelling at us to take free stuff. Oh, and hey, Ancient Shard. This is going to help us get through the missions, which is next on the list. Let me just highlight that. We're pushing the missions. I really want to at least push the summon missions. So those are, yeah, they're champion. We just need to summon a rare spirit, rare magic, rare force, and then we're just going to do a single fight with 440s, and we'll get on to the next one. That'll help us not be wasting anything so that we can get on top of the next missions. I'm still not going to clear any of this stuff yet. We're still at 390 gems. I'd really like to boot it to 800. Getting through the missions can help get gems. Yeah, we can get 300 if we just start pushing the missions again. So clear stage 1 or higher of the Minotaur. Maybe we'll get on that then. Even though I plan on just buying the gems for Kale's masteries anyway. He's probably going to be in that fight, and knowing my luck, he's probably going to be the one that gets the benefits of the fights. So it goes, right? So let's head to the portal right now. Make a prayer to RNGesus. Please give us some good. Just anything. I'm not greedy, and honestly, I'd prefer a rare, and oh my god. We actually have to, okay. Alright. We'll just splurge. So what are we getting? Hey, it's Fleshmonger. Hey, you know what? You know what? Fleshmonger is maybe a nice discount Warmaiden because he's got decreased defense. It really only books to 75. We're not going to use books on him, so really, it's just going to be a 50. But we might, I don't even know if we're going to bother sending him. But anyway, here we go. Discount Warmaiden. We can actually just shove him straight into the arena and, maybe he could do it. He even gets a free turn. That's pretty cool. I don't even think we're allowed to set presets yet. Um, so I was talking about various replacements for Warmaiden if you need like an even more budget debuffer than Warmaiden. But Warmaiden's really the standard. So we're still going to look for her. And in fact, I wasn't sure whether we wanted to get Warmaiden first or Diabolist first, but it occurs to me the gearing is going to be a problem. So we'll probably go ahead and try for Warmaiden first. So we're going to hit the arena. Oh, I cheated a little bit. just a smidge. You'll have to forgive me. After the farming finished, and I checked on the resources we got, and again, we got a bunch of shards. We got a bunch of semi-irrelevant champions, and we did get one shield guard to help book shield guard. Um, but I came back to the arena. I just decided I didn't want to waste the extra tokens, so I blew through a bunch of fights. I don't think we even lost a fight. It's still pretty easy to win at the arena at this level. It's it's nice to see that there are enough players coming in that either don't really know how to build an arena defense or really aren't trying or deliberately want a crappy arena defense. Either way, it's nice to be able to rely on that in bronze. Once we get to silver, that might change. So we do have an increased champion in War Priest, but you might notice she's the slowest on the team. So it's not particularly useful because often by the time she's getting a turn, everybody else is already dead or it's already too late. So we could put some gearing on her to speed her up, or we could use Fleshmonger that we just got and see if we get some lucky decreased defenses. But since it's a 50% on Fleshmonger and you have a 100% chance to increase attack, it might still make more sense to just leave it as War Priest. Although War Priest's increased attack won't help Shield Guard because he's based off defense. So I don't know. Neither of them are exactly ideal, but both of them can be built in the meantime and eventually used as food. So it's not like it's a terrible thing to build either of them anyway. So let's go to the gear. I really want to look at the boots. We also got a shield in case we wanted to replace the boots. And in fact, let's go to speed boots, even equipped stuff. What do we have? We have 4-star speed boots in offense. How do they look here? This has crit rate and some attack percent. Because I'm thinking we do want to put gear on Shield Guard as well. And we'd like the Shield Guard to be fast. We'd like him to have a lot of crit rate too, so maybe I'll swap the boots out. Kale can have the offense boots. But we are going to need speed boots. Maybe I'll take this one to 12 then. Hey, Nate, we can go straight to 12. We couldn't do that yesterday. So we're getting ahead in the world. So we'll do the dailies, because once we've done the dailies, we can get a second Ancient Shard, getting us a little bit closer to completing the challenges. Oh, it's so painful. I can't wait until we can get the instant upgrade. They should just give this to us at level 30. Why wait till level 40? Level 40 is going to be weeks from now. Come on, Plarium. I mean, we're new players. We've already seen the, you know, the fail. Come on. But for now, here's what I'm going to do. Do we have the silver for this? Because it can often cost like 2 million to get all the way to 16. But here we go. I'm gonna roll it up, and if we run out of silver, so be it. So be it. So here we go. We're gonna push the missions. We want to do the dailies. These are two things we want to get on top of. By the end of the day, we're gonna farm the Deadlands. And really, the Market Bolo, it really pays to come back to the game often if you want to look for things in the market. And early on in the month, you can get a bunch of Ancient Shards there. We do need Ancient Shards. So I could try hovering over the account throughout the day. It's just I have a tendency to have other responsibilities and I can't necessarily hover over the account. So it could be a while before we get lucky and find the things that we want from the shop. But anyway, we're at 15. We get a big boost. We just we just need that big boost right at the end of this. Come on, RNGesus. Please give us this final roll before we run out of silver. So there it is. I might even have enough silver to push the other set of boots to 16, but I think we're not going to press our luck for now. I'm not even equip them for now. I'll leave these on Kale. Unless I can kind of see a substitute that I like. So we can try to use these. And then I'm going to need something else from a fence. Is that it? We seriously only have one thing from a... Oh, it's speed. Psyching myself out here. I'm sorry. It's like the middle of the night. I got up in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep, wanted to play Raid, so here we are. Um, well, we got a 4-star weapon. It looks pretty good. Maybe we'll roll it up to 8, and that'll free up the lifesteal boots to be given to Shield Guard. I was even questioning this the other day. Do we even need Shield Guard? Because on an account where I didn't start with Sun Wukong, I decided Shield Guard is the perfect coverage temporarily. With Sun Wukong, and he's ultimately going to be an endgame added champion. Oof. Okay, we'll roll it up to 12. We got the worst substats. That's too bad. But it is what it is. But you really want a good coverage nuker if you got Kale and no one else. And that's why I like Shield Guard. But Sun Wukong almost certainly does way more damage. Hey, look at that. We got crit rate after all. It's even an improvement to his stats. So we'll take it. We'll take it. His speed is dropping a little. Why is his speed dropping? Oh, he was, yeah, I rolled him on. I'm sorry, people. I rolled him all the way up to 16. Anyway, this is cool. This is cool. We'll do it. So as for the other speed boots, we can now go for Shield Guard and make him a lot more survivable. So let's take stuff from Lifesteal. Just whatever's left. We'll upgrade this all the way to... You know, we'll even go ahead and take it all the way to 12. I want some good stuff. And maybe the least important thing is the weapon. So, I mean, even if we just take a 1-star lifesteal weapon, so be it. Shield Guard needs no attack power at all. He's all based on defense. Oh! And don't let me forget, we need to collect the chest from Clan Boss. That probably should have been the first place I went today. In fact, Clan Boss is normally the first place you want to go when you log in. You don't want to waste your keys. And that's where you get the best stuff. Should that be in my notes? In a daily thing? Probably. I'm going to put it right here. Clan Boss. Best you can. That seems like a worthy goal. That's the way we're going to handle it. So, nice eclectic stats all round. I would have preferred maybe all speed or all crit rate, but we can't be too choosy at this point. I'm also going to go to the fitting room. Just until we've decided we're comfortable with all of this stuff. Also, this way, giving him the fastest speed boots, there's a kind of a method to my madness, because if he gets the fastest speed boots and he outspeeds the increase attack champion, I don't care. So if we do If we do happen to want to boost up War Priest, it would be fine. His defense doesn't even drop if we do this. His speed does. I'm even going to upgrade this to 4 just to see if we get a lucky little bit of something that drops out. Maybe we'll get a speed. Maybe we'll get crit rate. Hey, look at that. 2% crit rate. So now his crit rate is even better. And it works out pretty well. I'm even going to have a quick look for defense percent stuff just from the gloves and chests. And we can even isolate for rank at this point. Looks like we got a bunch of them. Did we get any 6s? No, that was wishful thinking. Do we have any 4s? Not even. How about 3s? And really, we'd only need them from gloves, and no, we don't. So, oh no. So don't ever do that. That was a mistake. I whiffed it. Fitting room. Honestly, not even fitting room. Let's just let's come back to lifesteal. We're going to equip this one and this one and the weapon and the shield. I can't believe I just did that. How embarrassed are you guys for me? And we don't have a barbarian ring. Do we want to roll this up a little more? I don't know. 3 stars are pretty crappy. He would get a little more damage out of it, but you know what? No. No, that's enough. Let's go in. We're going to collect the clan boss chests, and then we're going to fight the clan boss. And maybe our damage will even be a little bit better. So, easy. We're getting 2 chests because this clan manages to beat this one. Hey, look, a 4-star shield. It's not particularly good, but I'm not going to sell it. I'm wondering if we even want to bring this guy in instead of Skank. For now, sure. Does the aura do anything? No. Let's do it this way then. So last time, we couldn't even get a single key. This time, we're up against a better affinity for Kale, although it's a worse affinity for Shield Guard, so maybe that's just gonna balance out, I don't know. And we also got Sun Wukong. Kale is probably the DPSer of the party, though, because he does get these poisons. And for the lowest level of Clan Boss, I don't think he has any resistance at all, which is good, because we have not built Kale for accuracy. Poor Kale really, really wants accuracy. So we'll try to build that on Kale as soon as possible. Once he's been 6-starred, and maybe once we get a little bit lucky, we can get at least an accuracy chest and maybe an accuracy banner. I'm going to devote one episode to how to properly gear Kale, but in order to do that, we need proper gear for Kale. Right now, basically, he's got a ring, and he's only 4-star. So it's going to be a while yet, but I think we can get somewhere. So 288, I think, does meet the threshold, and we're still in. We might even make 300. So look at that, we're improving already. So one way to stay alive against the clan boss super duper early, before you're even really ready to create a proper clan boss team. And let's just replay it now. Is to put everybody in lifesteal. And maybe also pair that with somebody that brings Leech. If you didn't start with Monkey King and instead you use the power starters or superpowers. I think it's superpowers. I took it off the list. I shouldn't have taken it off the list. But I really wanted to focus on that one code. Like, if you use one code, it really should be Monkey King. But that's just my opinion. If you decided you wanted Deacon instead, Deacon does have Leech on his A1. If you get anybody on your account with a Leech on their A1, it's probably a good idea to bring them to Clan Boss, because it will sustain your party a lot better but it's better if you have the War Master Mastery, which we don't, because it takes forever to get. But we're working on it. We're going to get there. This game is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You can't just sit down and play this game and play it for like 36 hours and be like, okay, I played it. I played it for 66. I played it for 64 hours, and I beat everything in the game. Yeah, that's right. 64 hours. I beat everything in the game. No one can do that. That isn't possible in this game. 64 hours in this game, you probably still can't achieve much, which makes me sad because, of course, I'm devoting 1 hour a day to this. So that implies 64 days before we really get much of anywhere. But it's not quite that dire because we do get nice bonuses, and that's why I kind of wanted to put a cap on it, because by day 7 we're going to get a reviver who is probably better than the rare reviver we picked up the other day, because the other day we picked up Grinner. Yeah, actually, I probably wanted to check just quickly how close are we to getting the max chest here? So we need 1.15 million, and at present we're getting not anything near that. I mean, if we come back 12 hours from now, we could put in 2 more keys and be getting the max chest. Maybe that's worth doing. So if I don't forget, I'll do that, and we'll be likelier to at least maybe get one of these shards or one of these books. Maybe even some decent gear. I mean, you can technically get a 5-star gear, but easy's not really a great clan boss to farm for too long. You want to try to push all the way to brutal. So let's go to the challenges. So we got the magic rare. Excellent. Let's try to get a second one by completing these. So we'll go to the arena, and this will be fun. We can see if my team feels more powerful pushing through the arena now. Of course, it's going to be hard to tell because everybody's defense is going to be a little bit different. But when we fight, we can at least notice now when Shield Guard attacks, he should be getting health back. And there's Torix. It gets to go unkillable. One of my favorites of the new rares because of that mechanic, but it doesn't work as well as you'd think it does. I mean, you saw how quickly it just got removed from him, but also it doesn't even prevent him from getting killed on that first hit. So we need to beat a campaign boss. Maybe we'll just push campaign, because that was something we were doing yesterday. Some of the 3 champions, it would be so cool if we could do that with rares, but of course, can't actually do that before completing it. So let's complete it now. We'll go to the tavern. We just need to gain some levels on somebody. Maybe we'll put it on Fleshmonger. Why not? Fleshmonger, eat maybe 3 champions. Anytime now. So that's complete. We need to use 50 energy, which we will do just by pushing campaign. Beat a campaign boss we'll do by completing campaign. And summons. So let's just summon 2. As exciting as it would be to summon a sheet of 10. I'm a little bit weary of having to buy more storage space each time we go to pull shards. Can't believe you only start with room for 30 champions. Give me a break. It just takes way more than that to do anything in this game. So, and actually there's a vault. I haven't been taking advantage of the fact that we have 2 vaults. But I don't know, that's probably kind of a time sink. So let's just head straight to campaign. And go to hard. If we focus on 2-manning, in fact, we get extra stars. Maybe that's a lot of backtracking for now. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Getting to 90 stars You know what? That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's two-man. So we'll go back to stage one, and I'm going to take out her, and I'm going to keep the Wukong. I think that's probably the smarter play. So we get 7 extra stars from here. I really should have just done this the first time. It might have saved us a good 15 minutes off our overall trajectory. But it probably all works out in the end. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. Baz Luhrmann. Actually, Baz Luhrmann didn't write that, but he made that speech famous. Anybody old enough to remember everyone's free to wear sunscreen? That really takes me back. See, yes, I'm old. And I say this, it occurs to me that half of you probably even older than me, so I shouldn't be saying I'm old just because I'm in my 40s. I was in a clan before starting my own clan. I was briefly in two. I actually have some clan horror stories. When I first started this game, I joined one kind of dead clan that just there wasn't much of anybody in it except for the clan leader, and I kind of formed a relationship with him. I liked logging in every day to chat with him, but in the end, I couldn't really progress my account very well with him, so I had to leave, which made me kind of sad. Um, and then I joined a clan cluster, a proper clan cluster that gave me a much better chance of getting resources from clan boss, and they immediately started pushing me to get a better clan boss team. And it was really quite something. It felt good to have people that were better at the game just coming down on me and pushing me to build a better clan boss team as quickly as I could. And my resources really did get better in a hurry. And I got a really good clan boss team. So it's good to join a clan with more end game players because they will help you. Um, but the story I was trying to tell was that clan ended up splintering off into different people. We had the elite players that wanted to be in an elite clan, and they saw how much of a go-getter I was, so they invited me to come along with them. And at first, it was really cool. And by 6 months later, it started to feel really bad because there was a lot of pressure to do really well in CVC. There were fights all the time, and morale was terrible. CVC is a terrible game mode that no one likes. Plarium probably knows this. The content creators all know this. The players all know this. The other day, one of my best players in my clan was just he was whining about how awful it is. He's like, "What's the point if this is all we get? Why do we do it?" And my response was just, "Why indeed? Why do we do it? Why do we let Plarium do this to us?" So to go back in time to my story about that go-getter clan, the elite clan, they eventually just abandoned a bunch of us in the clan, including me, simply because I'd said that I don't save energy until CVC, so that I can farm Spider like 2,000 times during CVC, which I think is just insane. But yeah, you are going to get a lot of points because I have other stuff that I want to do with my energy. So it just it created a kind of a nuclear meltdown, and I ended up without a clan. And at that point, I decided I never wanted to be in that position again, so I created my own clan, and that's how I created the Border Town cluster. But at the same time, I also wanted to be in a really good endgame clan. So that's when I joined a good endgame clan with some of the other remnants that weren't considered elite players at the time, but honestly were the better players. They were still beating Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, which is about all I cared about at that point. So I joined them, and I think the average age in that clan was something like 60. It was just like a bunch of older people. I mean, I was surrounded by people my parents' age, and I found that amusing because it's maybe the first time in my life that I have ever played games with people my parents' generation, because my parents didn't really play much video games. I got my way back in the 1980s. This is dating me a bit now. I got my mom playing Qbert on the Atari 2600. And I've never heard my mom swear so much as she did when playing that game. So she stopped because she found it stressful. And who could blame her? Because video games can be quite stressful, and particularly if it's something that's high intensity like Qbert, where you have stuff constantly trying to jump on you. So we got 3 to go. We'll push through this. Come to think of it, we're still only pushing our way through the second area. But I think I actually two-manned the third area, so we don't have to backtrack. And in fact, we're not really backtracking at all. We have missions that are about acquiring specific types of items from all of these missions. So, yeah, you know what? Looking at it, we haven't wasted any time at all. Maybe I'm not describing it right, but I'll go back to it in a minute. Now I'll go back to it right now. Let's just look at it. What I'm talking about is in the challenges, we actually have artifacts, like win 3 weapons from clearing Kirok Castle on normal. Oh, it's normal. We'd have to go back to normal. So never mind. I lied. I fibbed. It wasn't a lie, it was a fib. The way I see it, fibs are smaller lies. But let's go back to the chat. Nope, let's go back to the missions, quests. Jeez, there's so many. So we'll take that. Beat a campaign boss 3 times. All right, let's make this happen. We'll collect this. Only need to get to 90. I could even be impatient to just do the boss immediately. Because I am feeling a little impatient with myself and with the game. And that's what they want. They want you to be feeling impatient, so you open up your wallet to make stuff happen faster. Of course, I don't even really know how to make this part of the game happen faster. So, in a way, they're trying to make you impatient so that you open your wallet, but at the same time, there are many parts of the game where there is no shortcut. Not really. So they're training you to be patient anyway. So maybe that's across purposes. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair. Maybe Plarium really does want us to enjoy the journey and enjoy taking our time. Did we die to that boss? I guess somebody did die, so never mind. We're not going to be two-manning that anyway. I think we lost at Durham Forest because we were trying to two-man. So let's just not try to two-man. We'll see if a team of 4 can make it through. It should, particularly now that Shield Guard should be gaining back some of his health. It's not like he's gaining back a huge amount of it. Every little bit helps, though. We will probably even leave the end game Shield Guard if we keep Shield Guard to the end game. We'll probably leave him in the best lifesteal that we have. Eventually, you're going to leave lifesteal behind. Eventually, you just won't need it. If we get a really good support champion, by the time we get Shill of the Drakes... I was about to call her Shill of the Drunks. That's funny. I want to start calling her that. That amuses me. Just the idea that we have this kind of tipsy barbarian in a bikini top, just kind of... Woo! Go barbarians! I don't know. Sometimes I get these amusing images in my head. So Shill of the Drunks. She's our great goal. That's funny. I'm adding that. This isn't a goal or anything. This just amuses me. And if you don't think it's as funny as I do, so be it. You can let me know in the comments. You can go, you know what, Gavin, you're not as funny as you think you are. It is kind of sad how sometimes I will make a joke and I'll think it's funny. I'll be in a room full of people and they'll just be shaking their heads and, oh, I can't believe we didn't make it. We still didn't make it. I really, really want that shard though. I want to make it to it. There are other ways of getting the other shards. We can go back to the sewers of Arnok and try to get just a couple more points this way. We can also try to push more in regular campaign, in normal campaign. Because it's not like we maxed out normal campaign either. And we're using a 4-man band now. Is that the problem? Did I just not notice that I somehow switched to a 4-man band? How did that happen? How did I mess that up? So we'll come back to here. Also, we beat him last time, so we really only have to do one more. So this is it, I promise. I'm also going to check on the time here. We're 36 minutes in. So we are making good progress here, I think. Fushan is such a badass champion. There are endgame players, like really truly endgame players, that are using Fushan to fantastic effect in the city of Cintranos to clear it in like somewhere between 2 to 6 moves. I absolutely love that. I just don't have the champion, and I'm not willing to make the sacrifices to acquire him because I know you can get a free one. So we're getting a ton of energy here. We got a second, and I'd like to think we can probably do this in 3, but I don't know that we can. But here we go. RNGesus, please give us one of the 2 affinities we still need. Or, you know, something better. Like if an epic pops out, I'm not going to be complaining. Ooh, and it's an epic. It's Goros. Hey, you know what? We don't need to farm Warmaiden now. We don't need to farm Warmaiden because he's got the decreased defense. Although come to think of it, we're going to need at least 3 epic books to make this 100%. He's still going to be better than Fleshmonger though. So we're getting a little better all the time. This is actually a pretty good find. So we can't complain about that. I'm actually very happy about that. We might even want to gear him out now just to make him faster. So we got the challenges. Yeah, I think I want to make him nice and fast. So let's take the fastest gear that we can. We were trying to get Yeoman working in Fire Knight. We could try that one more time. Because we just couldn't get going against Fire Knight last time. This guy is kind of a non-starter. But we could put in, say, her for now. Because she at least has gear. We still can't do our team setup till level 30. But let's try to push Fire Knight. Although, really, until we can get to at least level 7 of Fire Knight, it's maybe not totally worth it to be pushing Fire Knight. Also, we probably should go ahead and do that Minotaur mission. Maybe that's a better way towards the shards that we need. This looks like we should be able to do it. It is rough that the Fire Knight puts slow on us, though. I think we might make it. Come on, guys, you can do it. You can make progress. There we got the shield down and achieved almost nothing else. Come on, yeoman. I thought I made you fast. I mean, we're even getting decent enough chip away damage when the shield is up. But anyway, this is not a particularly good use of their talents. But let's see. We could go to stage selection, and we're supposed to beat what, Minotaur? We just come in. We'll do, say, these guys. I'm gonna bring Gorlos this time. He's not geared yet, but I think we should probably be okay. Do I even want to take her out just in case? Because really, the plan is to turn her into food. So let's do it this way. I'll bring these 4. If the scrolls land on Kale, so be it. I can still spend the scrolls to max out Kale first. Not a big deal. And it looks like level 1 of this boss really is not going to be a big problem for us. Ultimately, we can probably just solo this guy with Sun Wukong or Shield Guard. Possibly Shield Guard, because if we don't build Sun Wukong with Sustain, he'd have to be really fast. Whereas if Shield Guard comes in and we just put him in Lifesteal, that might be the end game Shield Guard we're looking at. It won't be particularly fast, but again, we can kind of do that as farming at the end of the day, so it won't really cut into our game time. So let's gear Gorlos, right? That's next on the list at this point. What about skills? We've only got 1 epic book, so I'm still gonna look for Warmaiden, just in case. But I'm gonna gear Gorlos and try to get him going ahead of who's our fastest. So he's got. It's probably still Kale, come to think of it, even though he's got slower boots. So Kale's at 148. Shield Guard is at 131. That's the one drawback of Shield Guard. He's slow. Need to get some extra speed on him. So let's try to get Gorlos to 150 if we can. So filter, maybe we'll go with primary speed. And equipped stuff. It's going to be this or nothing. Or we'll have to take one of the faster boots off someone else. Come to think of it, I think we got a pair of boots that had 10 as the substat, which is probably going to turn out to be faster than whatever we get on these boots by rolling them just up to 8. Because they're from the speed set. So this is going to exceed 10 speed, but the speed set also brings an extra 12 speed, which amounts to about 6 per piece. So I don't know. Let's do it this way. We'll go to the fitting room, and we will try this on. Then maybe look at anything with speed substats. So this, it's 1 speed point less. So we might take it, we might not. We can try that on. And, oh, this one's faster anyway. So we'll take that then. And really, let's just deck him all out in speed. We want him to have accuracy too. That's an important consideration. Do we have anything that's main stat accuracy with speed? What about without it? Yes. So this may be necessary. I'm even thinking we build it all the way up to 12. Simply because this is going to be the best bonus to accuracy on the whole account. We might even end up giving this chest to Kale later. But a 4-star accuracy chest. Oh, and it's even got speed on it. We're getting lucky. We're getting lucky on the rolls. So we'll put 2 speed sets on them, because that's basically all we've got access to. We could even try to farm Palace of Arabia. I guess we're pushing toward hard. We may not get here by today, but we could push hard and try to get an accuracy piece from there. We could also use the accuracy subset, which is an obvious enough other way to get accuracy points, but you get an even better bonus from the chest. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the chest. Then we're going to go back to yeah, we're not even going to specify any stats. Basically, I'm just gonna fill out. Should we even? I mean, I kind of like these stats. Let's roll them up to 8. Heck, we could even roll them up to 12. See if we get lucky and pop speed or maybe even accuracy out. An accuracy substat is not necessarily super great because again, if you're trying to get your accuracy boosted by a lot, you may as well just use an accuracy set. But I want to favor speed. So we got crit rate twice. Oh yeah, and I said let's push it to 12. Why not? It's one of the only 5-star pieces on the account. It's probably worth it to push it to 12 anyway. This weapon could end up going on Kale or Sun Wukong. Oh, so slow. Give us the instant upgrade. And we got accuracy. Hey, that is probably the second best thing we could hope for. So we'll take it. Oh, and this adds accuracy too on it, eh? Okay, we'll just try that on for now. That gets us to 145 speed. And really we could just try this on. And we could go back to this piece. We needed to get, I said 150, but we actually just have to beat 148. So we have to get to 149. So be it. Let's take this to 12. I think that gets us to where we need to get. I don't know if we have any glyphs yet. We need to not forget to push faction wars. There's an interesting thing I noticed only this playthrough. And it's that faction wars, the main faction, is open for 5 days. And by main faction, I mean like if you started with Kale, it's Dark Elves. If you started with Galek, it's Orcs, and so on. So that's an interesting opportunity to push that faction as far as possible, and you're likely enough to be building a main champion there. That might actually make it worthwhile to pick up Spirit Host. I just said maybe we don't need Spirit Host, but we did start with Kale, although our main faction to push might end up being Barbarians, or it might end up being High Elves. Who knows? I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We've got Sun Wukong, could be Skinwalkers. So we're going to equip this. Goros now has 54 accuracy. I've seen better, but I've seen worse. Hey, he can even have a ring. So why not? Let's roll it up to 8. This is a really good find. I don't even think Goros will become food. He's honestly a pretty good epic. And if we can get him fully booked out, he is probably even better than Warmaiden. It's just that booking him may take longer than booking Warmaiden. But here, we'll give him a ring. Is there anything else we need? I mean, we could really push this to, we could push it to at least 8. I might even push it to 12 just because we have the extra silver. It's crit rate. Crit rate is fantastic early on. Are we even going to make it, though? I don't want to make us completely broke trying to get there. But we're almost there. Only need like 100 thou. Come on, RNGesus. Thank you. So we even got an accuracy to pop out of it. That's neat. So I like this. This was lucky. This is good. Let's head back to the arena and take him for a spin. So we're eliminating, say, her. I mean, she's really too slow anyway. And we'll put in Goros. I'll put him here. Not that move order matters that much, but we want the extra speed. So Sun Wukong will be in the lead, and then we'll place Goros. So yeah, this this is why we need the presets. He's not even going for his decreased defense. Whoops. Yeah, just focus on her. Take her down. Alright, focus on her so we don't die. So that was a close one. So let's try it on manual. Since we can't we'll try this one. This looks like a proper team too, so this might get ugly. But I'm gonna take it off auto, because until we can set the presets, we want him to go for this one. Decrease defense. We only got one. Youch. So let's do that. Oh, we still haven't got rid of Kale. This Kale might hit really hard too. Well, okay, so it's a little underwhelming, honestly. Goros could be better, but honestly, he'll get better. So let's go back to... Actually, so this didn't complete the mission? No, we got to do it twice. Clear stage 1 or higher 2 times. Okay, so let's clear stage 2. And we're sure we don't want to bring her? Yeah, for now I'm sure. I want to try to make sure every time we beat the Minotaur, it goes to the right place somewhere. See, now Goros opens with it. So I'm not really sure how the AI makes its decisions. Maybe it saw a bunch of weak affinities and decided it was just going to go for a single attack against somebody it had a good chance of doing damage to. I'm describing him as an it. I'm sure Goros would be offended. Like, I'm not an it. I'm a he. I'm a person. I may be a demon, but I'm still a person. I mean, look at me. I'm even man-shaped. I used to be a man before I became a demon. I'm sorry, Goros. I'll show you the respect you deserve. I need your help. I need you to pull your weight on the team. So earn 3 stars in every stage in Kirok normal. So let's just go ahead and do that. Campaign, normal, Kirok. So we just got to do stage 5 and beyond. So let's just remove her. This should be easy enough. Do we want to do Shield Guard this time? I like Shield Guard. Let's give him some airtime. Hopefully this won't make it take too much longer. Honestly, I like his gear now. It's not super great gear, but and I like him. He's tough. You can make him even tougher. You can make him you can build him with huge amounts of defense. He can be tougher than Kale, but he probably is never going to outdamage Kale. Although it's not like Kale is an ordinary rare either. Kale and Elhain and Galek and the other one, Athel, they are a cut above the rest. Well, with some exceptions, right? You've also got Coldheart. She's maybe a cut above all of them, including the starters. And if we pulled a Coldheart, that would make me pretty happy. Coldheart would probably become the main nuker on the account. So, we've earned all the stars. So let's clear the missions. Win one of each type of life artifact. So let's see. Is there a ancient shard somewhere on the list? Because that's the one I want to prioritize so that we can finish building Kale. And I'm not seeing it till about here. Wow, how many missions in is that? It's a bunch. I mean, where else do we have to be, right? One of each type of life artifact. And then equip another champion with 6 life artifacts. Well, what else do we have to do? So battle, campaign. And this is where it gets kind of rough. The amount of backtracking the game forces you to do. I don't think this is a good mission. This is filler. Like, come on, Plarium, this is filler. This shouldn't be here. But I guess it's probably too late to go back and change it now, because most people at this point have completed this stuff and aren't complaining about it. And new players probably aren't complaining about it either, because when you make progress and you complete missions, you do get that sense of accomplishment, even though what you're accomplishing is a stupid hoop they're making you jump through. This is actually going pretty quickly. It's fine. I mean, Kale is one-shotting that wave, that wave. Well, bam. That was a weak hit. Still one shot. We feel nice and powerful now. Maybe that's part of the beauty. You come back to this area where you used to struggle because you were level 1. They're all level 2. But now we're level 40 and 50, respectively. So we really only have to push until level 6. And we've switched party members. Wow, Shield Guard is actually not bad against this. Like, even that stun that landed on him, he was just going to shake it off because of his passive. He could totally solo this area. Not that there's much merit to that. I mean, really, unless you're farming for Valerie or the other guy, Conqueror, you really don't want to farm this area for too long. It's not efficient for experience. And oh no, and I wasn't paying attention. We got a shard for one of those, didn't we? And this is another thing that happens. Which stage was it we got a shard from? I can't backtrack in the video right now. We just have to do it again. So let's see. Was it 5? It wasn't 6. Maybe it was 4, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 2. And we got a shard again, so I can't tell. You know what? When I review this before posting it, I could even just watch it like a hawk. Mind you, in the spirit of getting this all done in an hour, that's still not that useful. 'Cause, 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 All right, where are we for time today? Oh, this is the hour. All right, well I'll review it then. If we don't get it here, I'll just review it because this is basically where we have to stop anyway. We did get the item, and it was this one. Good. So equip another champion with 6 life artifacts. I guess we'll do that when we come back. So I'm going to leave it farming. Did we happen to get any other really good resources for auto battles? Oh, look at that. I've got some people in here from the last time we were farming. So we do have some auto battles. Let's take them. It it'd almost be a shame if we got Warmaiden now. Now that we've got Goros. But really, that is still our best bet because there's not really a fantastic way of. I'm gonna grab this now. It's only got 1 day left. This only has 5 days left. But yeah, it would kind of be a shame, but I don't know. We are probably going to need multiple debuffers, so there's plenty of room for Gorlos and Warmaiden, and maybe even Fleshmonger. Maybe they are going to be the 3, but Fleshmonger, probably just food. So anyway, the hour's over. It's over. It's done. Thank you for watching. See you again on the next video. Just make sure that I say that now. It it really is a pleasure to play through this with you guys. It was nice to hear from some of you. In fact, here, battle campaign. I am wasting so much time here. We're gonna go to the Deadlands again. I didn't even use that book. I'll remember to book him next time, I promise. Didn't use the book on Shield Guard. But let's change the party up a little. We probably don't need Sun Wukong. So we'll bring in Gorlos and the food champion. Maybe it could just be her. Could even be Fleshmonger. You know what? Let's make it Fleshmonger. Actually, let's make it our only reviver for now. So we'll use that. We've got 100 multi-battles. So this could be really good. We might get a lot this time. So we edit the queue. And let's just make sure we level some food. Who else do we want to toss in? I mean, if they're still around and they need more XP, we'll do that. Saurus could actually be useful. Then the rest could just be food. Could bring in 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. Confirm. Go. Just going to make sure this looks right. But yeah, basically, I'm going to leave this farming as the end of the day. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Take care of yourselves.